Saturday, Saturday, Saturday. Uh, let's go see what's going on in my doom scrolling feed until someone calls in to say hi. Ooh, Warren Buffett's in the red. Sucks to suck. Which way, Western man? Okay, yeah. I'm not really digging the head to toe bodywear for women's volleyball. Police in Northern Ireland threatening to arrest protesters. Yeah, let's see how the Troubles 2.0 goes for them. Breaking 92% of Americans believe Kamala Harris is to blame for covering up Joe Biden's deteriorating health, according to recent poll from YouGov. Woof. A rare win. Government won't pay for this Canadian trans person's facial feminization surgery. Is that fucking Yaniv? Or is it someone else? Fucking curious. God damn it. I keep clicking the link, not the tweet. The link. Twitter, you need to make your hitboxes bigger. This is bullshit. MF. Fucking the initials are MF. You can't make this shit up. It doesn't look like it's Yaniv though. Yeah, well, lost my interest. We focus on stream chat, see if anyone actually tuned in yet. Yeah, Kick is showing 0. No, wait, Kick is showing 1, Odyssey is showing 0. Quiet day. Sad. Yeah, well, more news scrolling for me then. Yeah, let's see at what point Iran cucks me out of my World War III. Seeing how my news feed right now in the last hour seems to be more financial news. Crisis in Venezuela. Tensions grow due to protests and threats of repression from Maduro regime. Yeah, it looks like the protests in Venezuela are still going. Hasn't died down yet or cracked down yet. Well, okay, I'm sure the crackdowns have already happened and stuff, but looks like they're still going. And justice for Haka. More English, more fight of the English versus the Muslims. IOC. Ooh, this looks fun. IOC President Thomas Bach. The criticism of males boxing females are part of politically motivated culture war. Calls the social media response, hate speech, and aggression is totally unacceptable. Bach also wants someone to come up with a scientific way to determine what a woman is so they can look into it. Wants to tell them they've managed to transform the Olympics into a culturally divisive event and politically partisan entity that's fully captured by the woke mind virus. You can almost say that the Olympics, clearly sponsored by Coca Cola, is trans. So stunning and brave. Shit. Speak at the beaner and he shall appear.
Hello.
Hello.
Salutations.
Oh,
I have come to answer the call of hating on trannies.
ah, you heard me talking about the IOC and the other one.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I'm kind of glad that this cultural war never goes away, and kind of I like my reruns. I like my comfortable reruns.
Yeah, it can get a little obnoxious, but when it's funny, it's really funny. Like,
Yeah, yeah, like this year line. This female boxer just won again and clinched at least the bronze medal in the Olympics. Does this look like a woman running?
wait, that's nah, no way. That's actually
Okay, so you know the two
I
trannies. So the two trannies in the boxing that got all the press aren't actually trannies. They're actually intersex. This is
yeah,
a
I
this
keep hearing conflicting reports on that, so I haven't been
no
able to figure out what's going
no
on.
no. It's official. They are intersex. They have XY chromosomes, but they are technically women. Like you can be a woman and have an XY chromosome, but it's really fucked up. And you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
even
yeah.
have like 3 or 4 different sex chromosomes, like all variations other than the base two of XX or XY, with the default like hardware attached to it and stuff. Everything outside of that there's wrong. Like for example, the International Boxing Association banned these two intersex people specifically because they have an unfair advantage. Duh.
I mean, it. You don't even need to have to. You don't even have to test it. Just fucking look at them.
I know that's the thing. It's clearly a case of it's ma'am.
So, what country are they representing? Because who should we point the finger at?
One was Italy, and I forget where the other one was. Let's see.
Of course, Italy.
Olympics. What do I am looking for? Women's boxing. I'm sure there's more in one news article talking about this specifically. Algeria. Algeria was the other one.
Oh,
No, no, okay, so no, the Italian was the girl who gave up against the Algerian. So who's the other one?
Algerian and Chinese as ours.
I guess that makes sense. They dope up. They dope up, and the Chinese always dope up and cheat. So I'm not terribly sorry. Yeah, Lin Yuting. Okay, there we go.
I
Yeah.
mean, technically all of them do, but I
Oh,
digress.
okay. Well, China has always been very blatantly bad at it.
It's funny how it's always the stereotypes of the commie nations always being the ones who cheat the most at the Olympics. I wonder why.
Yeah, funny how, yeah, funny how yeah, the commies tend to lie, cheat, and steal. It's almost like that's kind of like a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and I
But
saw since you're in, I saw earlier that looks like the protests in Venezuela are still going, even though I'm seeing reports of Maduro cracking down on a shit ton of them.
yeah, I saw you reading that. Honestly, with all the hype that even I'm starting to buy, okay. I feel like the ultimate the ultimatum that will decide whether or not this goes anywhere is by the end of this month it's still going. Then yeah, this is the one. If
Yeah,
not,
yeah, it's
then
kind of
yeah,
like
it's just
yeah, it's kind of like a stamina thing at this point.
yeah. I mean, it's always been a stamina thing, and Venezuelan riots and protests are known for their piss poor stamina, which has always been the kind of the bottleneck.
Okay, I keep looking. I've seen this picture a couple of times in my feed, and I keep chuckling over and stuff. Like I remember the first Olympics I paid attention to were the one in Atlanta in the '90s, and I remember the marketing for Coca Cola and McDonald's being very prevalent. And even as a kid, I was like, "All right, this is not adding up. This is about sports, and it's sponsored by Coke and McDonald's." Even as a kid,
Yeah,
I was like, "What the fuck?"
I
Like actually,
personally think it's fucking hilarious.
oh, I think it's fucking hilarious too. And I
Yeah,
remember I had for years like McDonald's had caps like Olympic caps, and I had like a green one. I distinctly remember getting it. I was like, oh, Olympics, and then eventually reality set in. Fuck, when were the Atlanta Olympics? They like 90s. Yeah, 96. Oh man, forever ago. Okay, I mentioned this one the other day when I first saw it. Louisiana mayor suddenly resigns, gets arrested for child rape a week later.
Oh, it's a woman.
Oh yeah,
Oh, because I read the headline, but I assume another fat old bastard. But no, it's a woman. Huh.
there are a fuck ton of women pedophiles out there. I mean,
Oh,
like,
oh, I know. I'm well aware. Don't get me wrong. It just it's usually when you hear politician and pedophilia, you don't usually think of a woman. Hell, when you hear politician, you don't usually think of a woman.
almost like it's like almost like we should go back to the old days.
Yep. Yep.
Uh, what are they talking about in general? I keep getting notifications. I want to just trail my eye over to it. The woman's talking. That's why. Oh, the
Oh,
other
she
one's
mentioned that she got a job.
yeah, that's neat.
Yeah.
I would like to have a job too. Fucking Christ Almighty. I know. After I come back from my East Coast trip, I'm going to be dangerously getting creeping towards the red. So I need to find something soon.
I mean, can you actually afford to have a job in the sense of your health?
I've been deliberating with myself about that over the last couple of months. I'm like, I don't know. I really want to find a job, and I wanted to give it the old college try. But I'm kind of like in the back of my mind prepared for that reality.
I mean, is there anything that you could do to prevent you from, imploding and actually work?
I don't know. Won't really know until I try, kind of thing.
I suppose.
I don't know if I go back to my old job and actually like say worst case scenario, go back to my old job and instead of logging core into Core Shack, I go to like underground and be like a beat geologist or something. I'm snapping my legs in like day one. It's not fun walking around underground.
Yeah, I would imagine.
So I don't know. Just play it by ear.
Yeah, it's hoping for the best, old man. Hoping for the best.
Yeah, that's just how it goes. Although I'm running, I'm dipping into like selling what's not nailed down phase right now. So, uh,
I'm
oh
sure
well.
everything will work out one way or another.
Uh, I've been here before. I'll be here again. Such is life. Kind of funny how you get used to things. So, I got the what was I doing yesterday? I forget what I was watching yesterday, but yeah, no, wait, the fat electricians video yesterday about the America's Ace of Ace is
Oh yeah.
got me into the mood to finally get around to watching the Top Gun sequel, Top Gun Maverick. But me being me, I went back and watched the first one again. I'm like, man, it's a good movie. And the second one was kind of okay.
I actually never got around to watching either of them. The only thing I know about Top Gun is that people really like to mention how homoerotic it is for no reason.
Okay, here's the thing about that. They say it's a homoerotic, but I say that's people who have never dealt with guys before. Because if you're like an outside, like say you're an alien, look at it at a bunch of guys just going around doing stuff, especially like in like combat or just work or something, or just hanging out, just like an alien look at a bunch of guys, I'd be like, okay, they're all fucking each other. That's it's because like it's like, oh, the volleyball scene's like, you never played sports. It's like I just don't get it. I don't see it.
I can see a little bit of it, some from some out of context scenes that I've seen, but I wouldn't say it's a gay movie or anything.
I don't know. It Again, I work in the mining industry and stuff. You gotta get a bunch of guys horsing around and shooting and shit and stuff. Just like if you're not actually observing it, you'll swear to God there's like a male orgy going on or something. And that goes for most. That goes most for labor intensive jobs and stuff. It's like everyone's like horsing around, joking, and it's just like I don't know. That's called being a man.
You know, something's Simpsons construction workers.
Yeah, pretty much. We work hard, we play hard.
We play hard.
Everybody
Yeah.
dance now. I mean to cook that.
But yeah, speaking of that video, I actually gave it a watch. Well, for starters, I have to address the elephant in the room. Quite the unfortunate name for that poor man, Dig Bong. It's just,
I
it, yeah.
I don't know. It seems very appropriate. It's just like I don't know. It fits.
I guess I feel like his protagonist power is a result of life just compensating for fucking him over with such a name.
I don't know. A bunch of the military guys that the fat electrician is like the individual retrospectives on the individual people that he's covered over the years and stuff. It always like his favorite expression is main character syndrome, and a lot of these guys' stories is just like yeah, that's a thing.
I mean, yeah, well, his record by the end of it was 28, right?
No, when he was all said and done, he was over 40.
Well, yeah, but I mean officially on paper. Because he gave a bunch of them away, I'm pretty sure.
No, his official before retiring was like 40,
Oh, well, fuck.
and his reality was probably triple digits.
Because watching the video, I admittedly did watch it very late at night, but the last number I heard him mention was 28, and then he had to retire. They pretty much forced him to.
Well, no, the them having to retire him after reaching a number kept on escalating and stuff. That's why he got so big.
Huh.
Like something would come up and he'd be still around, and that ended up being like a running joke at that point.
And I will have to rewatch that video, but yeah, it's really funny how you hear all these stories about war heroes with just straight up, yeah, main character syndrome time and time again. You don't get shit like that anymore.
No.
It's almost like we could use a war or two, but you didn't hear from me.
Oh, but you hear from me every other day.
Oh man.
I'm just looking at you over comment saying you're still looking for work. I haven't been employed since 2020.
I imagine it was because of the Shanghai shivers.
Yeah, long story short, a bunch of our operations shut down and the workforce was merged, and I got the haircut treatment.
Many such cases.
I was making almost $100,000 a year, so of course I got the haircut treatment.
uh,
The fact I have the amount of experience and qualifications I have right now is probably one of the reasons why I'm not getting called back from work. Because otherwise, they could probably just hire like either old farts who are half retired or kids out of school who will work for peanuts. The longer this goes on, the more I'm suspicious that I'm probably in that little gray zone of not more trouble than they're worth to hire.
yeah, I actually I have to ask, would your area of work be one of those that is infected by people of the how to say darker, more um non-Western persuasion?
Well, here's the thing. It's like how many feminists do you see trying to weasel their way into like garbage collecting or oil drilling? Not too many because it's actual real work.
Yeah.
And the mining industry is kind of the same thing. It's like I broke a nail, or oh, you're a misogynist. It's like, oh, this, that, and everything. It's like, honey, money talks. Like mining is an industry where it's just like put up or shut up. If you don't make money, you're fucking gone.
Yeah, I imagine, but since you mentioned cheaper labor, then, that's kind of the go-to when talking about that stuff. It's just,
Well, it's it. Well, again, like my profession specifically, geology, and at least in Canada, I have to be. You have to be registered. If you're caught being effectively doing geology without a license, you can go do pound me in the ass federal prison. Yeah, it's like saying you're a doctor or a lawyer without actually legally being one. It's just like you don't do that. It's kind of the same thing
uh,
for engineers and geologists.
I mean, on paper that's true, but for doctors and lawyers, you tend to see a lot of people who probably shouldn't be in the field being very much in the field.
Oh, I know. I've had to deal with this. Like I've told a story before where one of my supervisors, he just grandfathered into his position and stuff, and he tried to get me to do a bunch of illegal shit that would make me lose my license. And I told him to take a hike. It's like, what are you going to do? You're not a geologist. Fuck. I made an enemy for life after that one. Good times.
Yeah, I would imagine that's the kind of thing because there's a lot of if you wanna if you're aiming, specifically just for the bag, going, for the nepo hire bureaucrat, probably quite attractive to that kind of person. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's quite common to see.
Yeah. And I was going through my Rolodex. I think I've told most of my stories at this point as far as my old job goes. And I have a couple of buds who are still at that work site, and I talk with them every once in a while and stuff, and things haven't gotten better. Uh,
I mean, when have things ever gone better after cutting corners, right?
oh, believe me, I know. I know.
They're always just a sign of a slow and predictable demise. Every single time.
I know. I'm just thinking, like, if let's say hypothetically, like a real war starts off and whatnot, I can just imagine a lot of like kids going off to war and stuff, and like here's a perfect storm right now. The boomers are all dying and retiring. Let's say the kids all go off the war, and then you got people in the middle like me. It's like, okay, I can just write my own check at this point. I'm kind of hope I have my fingers crossed for that.
One of the many benefits of a hypothetical war. Yeah, I would agree.
Well, it's not hypothetical. If fucking Iran will stop being pussy little bitch, we don't want to escalate. It's like, oh, fuck off.
Though I do have to wonder if things do escalate for by some miracle they actually stop being bitches. Would any of the major countries actually, initiate a draft and go full, times of war again? Because I keep hearing talk of wars being mostly fought by proxy, so I just don't see.
No, my thing I'm really on board for is that World War III is going on right now, but it is a proxy war based war.
Yeah, yeah.
And that and the fact that it's being fought by proxy wars is it is the defining characteristics of the current world war and right now, but the areas of battle that I think some of them are just not willing for getting people to swallow. Like, for example, if the Middle East were to pop off right now, the pissing and moaning that would happen for people, boys being shipped off to Israel to protect the Jews, would either ingratiate a lot of people or piss off a lot of people and stuff. And I can see that there being a point of contention in and of itself.
mean, yeah, yeah,
Because because after watching like the Republican National Convention and some of the American election stuff and whatnot, like Team Trump is completely and utterly like slobbering the cock of Israel.
it's so funny to me that for once, the usual lefties are right on the money, but for all the wrong reasons. Yes, you are right to hate them, but not for the reasons you think you should.
I know, like broken clock. Has
Yeah.
Iran decided to retaliate yet? No, they Iran. Last I checked, a few hours ago, Iran put out a statement saying we don't want to escalate. After throwing a barrage of missiles again, they're like, we don't want to retaliate, even though they did. So it's kind of just like, okay, I'm seeing what's coming out both sides of your mouth and stuff, and I don't want to take you seriously anymore. So fuck off. Shit, I got off the pot.
Isn't also North Korea throwing their hat in the ring? Did I read that? I think I read that not too long ago.
Yeah, so North Korea wants to really ramp up their nuclear arms again and stuff, and he's been and Fat Man's been hinting that he's willing to sell. That's the main sticking point right now. Is that he's looking to ramp up and sell materials. And if anything's going to light a fire under Uncle Sam's ass, it's going to be nuclear proliferation, especially to the Middle East. Yeah, because
Uh,
can you just imagine if Fat Man gives a bunch of material and tech, just slides it over to Iran? It's just like, yeah, yeah, here you go. Just glass the entirety of the Middle East. Just have at it.
yeah, I would imagine that would definitely light a fire on their ass, but I just don't see the current administration being too willing to act, all things considered.
Which is why it's really scary because up until like, well, not even just November, like into January, because that's when the actual changeover is. So you have like 5 6 months uh right now up in the air of like anyone can do anything, and the America doesn't really have it in them to actually do anything, if we're being completely honest. Like this is like the dangerous sweet spot for shit actually going down.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. I mean, they're not willing to do anything about what's happening on the inside. If anything, they're encouraging it. I doubt, unless my war of ideology takes effect for any war in the Middle East, then I doubt they would be willing to do anything.
Fucking Uber, we're a subcontinent of cowards. Oh, I wouldn't say that.
No comment.
I don't know. If something pops off in the Middle East and we stop hearing from Uber, we're like, okay, now shit got real. It's like our boy's gone. No.
We will hold a funeral stream.
I will have all the Islamic slander.
And we already got a picture to stand in for Uber for the processions.
Oh, I thought you meant his friend we recently invited.
Oh well, I guess he can help out too, but no, we can use this. We can use this for the obituary.
Nah, I like mine better. It's more traditional.
No, you know what? I agree. I agree.
Suddenly, my homeland introduced a draft. Uh, yeah. If Uber's Homeland introduce a draft, I can imagine all the oil barons will magically not be on that list.
No, you reckon?
Dude, some of those princes have more money than God. Unfortunately, there's no sense attached to the top of that. I was recently watching a documentary about Saudi Arabia and their I forget what the project is called, but they're pretty much have you ever heard of that line city they want to build?
As in the city in a line,
Yeah.
which is just a
So
yeah.
yes, so it's completely and utterly retarded, and the main leader, like that kid who's effectively in charge right now, he's kind of just like, I want to make something to bring my country to forefront, get off of oil, and be like a testament to my family. And it's just like, okay, you have like a 100-kilometer hole in the ground. What the fucking do? Fucking retard. Saudi has too many ambitious projects. Yeah, that's why I mean when I say more money than sense.
Yeah, I would replace the word ambitious for stupid. I mean, let's be real. Let's call it what it is. It's a vanity project. I want to make this thing because I can make it, so we're gonna make it. It's nothing about any idealism or oil. Need somewhere to toss the money. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, here's what you do with that money. You buy out your neighbors and make more money. I, I know. My funny thing with the Saudis is how places like Qatar still exist. It's like, why does that still exist? Other than the fact that the entire might of the American military is behind it. Oh wait,
Uh,
the Arab
the
coalition. Yeah.
coalition. Jesus.
Well, the Arab coalition is like the biggest air quotes of all time. Like the coalition. Oh
Ah,
man.
fuck. Sorry, I'm getting a call, which means I gotta go. I was just planning to, swing by, say hi, all that good stuff.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. Take it easy.
All right, take it easy. Have a good stream.
Later. Now it's just me and the voices in my head, by which I mean the text on my chat. What the fuck, the mouth post? Fucking the English and Irish. Yeah, the English and the Irish together is kind of like the blacks and the rednecks together. It's something that the powers that be don't want to see. Can't call them today, sorry. Yeah, that's fine. Although I will ping the girls and probably bug them, seeing how they're probably still chatty. Calls open for anyone today, like every other day. Same. Yeah, I could go back to doom scrolling. Me watching a cat lady who called me a Nazi and threat to democracy as she complains about being called a cat lady. So true. Has anyone tried unplugging the United States and plugging it back in? Oh shit, I'm saving that one. Oh yeah, for anyone who hasn't heard, so apparently in September, Trump and Harris have confirmed that they're going to have a debate on Fox. Like I know the Democrats were poo pooing. It's like, no, we don't want to have a debate on Fox. And Trump was like, motherfuckers, you guys wanted to be on CNN. Now it's my turn. Don't be little bitches. And fucking big man Trump got what he wanted. God bless. Yeah, I already covered the rumor Marvel Studios cleaned house and fired activist producers. Wait and see for that. Because the thing with the industry, like the bigger the industry, even with a even with a rapid change like that, there's still going to be a lag time before we actually see the effects of them allegedly clearing out house of the danger hairs. I don't know. I don't really have anything for today, if I'm being completely honest. I've been sick most of this week with like some bacteria infection. First, I thought I had like a new cavity, and then the ear infection kicked in, and I was like, I have an infection going on. I've been kind of nursing that for the last few days. Yesterday was pretty bad. I was just like kicking back like Tylenol every few hours yesterday. And today I think I'm over the hump, but I'm just tired. I'm tired and I can physically feel my lymph nodes fucking jangling as I talk, which means I'm over the hump. Knock on wood. Oh yeah, so for anyone who didn't hear about this one, Josh Shapiro uh, was leaked the other day about being Harris's pick for vice president and stuff, and the evidence is becoming more clear as the day has gone on because like his like the media is like scrubbing everything bad about him and stuff. So it looks like they're running interference already, which kind of just says like, okay, yeah, he's definitely going to be your pick for vice president. The fuck is this?
I'll never run an Airbnb in Tennessee again. Wow. I'll never run an Airbnb in Tennessee again. Wow.
Oh god, I question the stuff that shows up on my Twitter feed sometimes. Let's see. History made tonight. Carlos Yulo, the first Filipino gymnast to win an Olympic medal after 100 years, the second Filipino to take gold after a century. Looks like M. Mendena's people needs to really step up their game and stop emigrating to Canada. Ooh. Greater than 50-50 chance SpaceX may save the stranded Boeing Starliner crew at the International Space Station. Yeah, that's still going on. They still haven't gotten up there to get those people down from the ISS. Michigan auto workers react to the United Auto Workers endorsement of Kamala Harris. Sheer lunacy. I'll take the guy that built things. True. The fuck is this? Nothing's made it in. Oh, they got one thing. Shit. All right, tell you guys what I'm gonna do. I'm still I'm tired. I'm probably hey Ben. Sorry for you to come in at this moment. So I'm thinking I'm calling it quits because not too many people seem to be around. I'm still a little tired from being sick. And I'm probably just gonna call. I'm probably just gonna call it here and let everyone just fend for themselves. Unless you want to call in and shoot shit. It's kind of like last call for call-ins. Otherwise, I don't really have the energy to do a one-man show today. All right, well, they can't all be winners. So, thanks for coming. Take it easy. Later.